Good afternoon and welcome to another story from my book, Shamanic Journey, Crossing the Portal of 2020-2021. This is the second part of a series of 4 articles called Shamanic Journey, from which I took the name for the book. This part is called A Healing Shift. By September 2020, I was ready to break the pattern of guilt. We all carry it from the moment that we follow external guidance, which goes against the person we are inside. And let's be honest, our society is highly skilled at forcing people to conform. My latest book, Tales of a Modern Alchemist, was born during the time of confinement as I meditated and processed energies that had been hidden deeply in my psyche for decades. I knew I had hit on something significant that was ready to be purged. See Shamanic Journey Part 1, Purge of Emotions, in my videos in YouTube or in my article in WordPress. In a healing session with my kinesiologist, she felt that we needed to do work on my TJM, Temporomandibular Joint. Curious about what this was, I looked in the internet and found that, and I'll give you the link, webmd.com. Or temporomandibular joint is a hinge that connects your jaw to the temporal bone of your skull, which are in front of each ear. It lets you move your jaw up and down and side to side so you can talk, chew, and yawn. Problems with your jaw and the muscles in your face that control it are known as Temporomandibular Disorders Tmd, but you may hear it wrongly called TMJ after the joint. My therapist uses NOT, Neural Organization Technique, created by Carl Ferencz in 1970s to identify faults within the autonomic nervous system. Carl believed that our body is self-healing and self-regulating, but that trauma disturbs the body functions in what he calls corrupted programs. In my case, I was focusing on the imbalances of my lymphatic system, but in this session, we focus on the neurolymphatic and neurovascular points, trying to pinpoint my corrupted digestion system. We're talking about cellular neuroscience. We seem to be on the right track. My body was really working hard to release something because I got a cystitis. Everyone knows how tough it was during 2020. We were forced to change our routines and even our lives. These energy shifts of forced change bring chaos to our system, and we don't always know how to deal with it. A cystitis is an imbalance of the Sacral Chakra, and it manifests after being chronically pissed off. This chakra holds the urinary tract, among other organs, and it is the chakra of regeneration. Clearly, if we don't heal or regenerate, we grow older faster or degenerate, because we don't use our own capacity to self-maintain our health. However, what we do instead is to keep piling up feelings of resentment based on the belief that the world is unjust to us, but this goes against the premise that we create our own reality. It was at that time that I had a dream where, as humanity, we were asked to make a turn around the mountain. And the vision I was given was that of me driving on a bend towards the right, while leaving an off-route towards the left. That meant a non-utilized possibility, but without really seeing what was behind the mountain. This meant that we had to change direction based on faith or belief, and we can only do that when we are clear and certain of where we are going. And it was also at that time that I received a strong intuition to quit the school where I was working. I had agreed to help by filling the position of the Spanish teacher that they were having trouble filling, but it was clear that my soul was calling me to do more, and I had to move on to what my heart wanted. This was to write about consciousness and to help others focusing their energy efficiently. And the result was that I integrated a very important truth: I matter. To matter is the opposite of feeling worthless, and the equivalent to being seen and heard. To be able to make decisions with inner clarity and without guilt, even if it means not to conform. The Spirit said to me, don't focus your metaphysics on your languages, but focus your languages on your metaphysics. That meant that I wasn't supposed to translate my metaphysical concepts just because I could use my linguistic abilities. But I was supposed to decode big abstract concepts, which is what you do when you translate or speak languages, in order to synthesize them in particular ideas, creating specific practical solutions. I have learned to focus on the here and now, and this has put me on the universal flow of consciousness, so I receive my knowledge from within. This means that I download information which somehow seems to be followed by physical facts that usually come along quite fast and corroborate the truth received. My vibrational reality now is that of balanced focus. I have stabilized my frequencies in a way that I can redirect my life in a flow of tiny micro changes with the subtle thoughts that I receive, bringing me solutions as soon as the problem appears. Like two sides of the coin, the problem and the solution together. And it seems that this is the nature of the times we are moving towards, to make that turn behind the mountain step by step, no longer holding on to where we come from or what we have done before, but who we have become and what we decide to focus on for the future. If we want to succeed in 2021 and beyond, we are going to have to learn from the planet Pluto, the insertor of the virus in our world. His message is that even though we are small individuals in a big world, the way to handle these crazy times is by breaking down the overwhelming reality around us into small bits that we can digest, control, and manipulate. Only then the weight of our responsibility will become the gift of responsibility. Thank you for listening. See you next time.